Hi everyone, in this video we're going to talk about exponent rules. X to the power of 1 equals x, x to the power of 2 equals x times x, x to the power of 3 equals x times x times x. So basically exponent means repeated multiplications. So if I have 4 to the power of 4, that means 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. So we multiply 4 times because the power is 4. Let's take a look at this one. I have negative 5 to the power of 2. So this equals to negative 5 to the power of 2 means 5 times 5. So it's just equals negative 25. So my answer is negative 25. So how about this one? I have negative 5 in a bracket to the power of 2. This means negative 5 times another negative 5. So negative 5 times negative 5 is just positive 25. So negative times negative is positive. So I have a positive number here. This is my answer. So these two are different. If the negative is inside the bracket, you have to be careful. Let's move on to the next rule. So x to the power of negative a equals 1 over x to the power of positive a. So when we have a variable with a negative exponent, how can we turn it to a positive exponent? So we can just move this variable to the bottom of the fraction and change the sign of the exponent. So x to the power of negative a equals 1 over x to the power of positive a. Let's do an example. Let's say I have x to the power of negative 3. So this is equals to, I know this is a fraction, so I move this x to the power of negative 3 to the bottom of the fraction. So it becomes x to the power of positive 3, and I have 1 on the top. So that's how we change, how we convert a negative exponent to a positive exponent. It's just the reciprocal of the same power with positive exponent. So how about if I have a negative exponent in the bottom of a fraction? How can I turn it to a positive exponent? So same thing. If I move this from the bottom of the fraction to the top, I can change the sign of the exponent. So let's say if I have 1 over x to the power of negative 5, I can just say, I can move this x to the power of negative 5 to the top of the fraction, so it becomes x to the power of positive 5 over 1, which is just x to the power of 5. Or let's do another one. Let's say I have, 1 over 3 to the power of negative 3. So I can just say this equals to 3 to the power of positive 3 over 1, which is just 3 to the power of positive 3. So that's how we change a negative exponent to a positive exponent. Next rule is zero product rules. X to the power of 0 equals 1. That means anything to the power of 0 is just 1. So 5 to the power of 0 is 1. 100 to the power of 0 is 1. Say y to the power of 0 is just 1. Anything to the power of 0 is just 1. Next rule is product rule. X to the power of a times x to the power of b equals x to the power of a plus b. So we are multiplying two power with same base, with common base. So all we need to do is to write down one of the bases and then add up the exponents. Let's do an example. Let's say I have, let's say 5 to the power of 3 times 5 to the power of 4. So I'm multiplying two powers with same base and different exponent, obviously. So I write down one of the bases and I add up the exponents. 3 plus 4. So this is just equals to 5 to the power of 3 plus 4 is 7. So that is our answer. Let's do another one. Let's say I have negative 3 to the power of 3 times negative 3 to the power of 6. So the bases are the same. I'm multiplying two power with common base. I can write down one of the bases, which is negative 3, and I can add up the exponents. So 3 plus 6. So my answer is negative 3 to the power of 9. That's our answer. Let's do another one. Let's say I have a to the power of 4 times a to the power of 5 times a to the power of 2. So I have 3 variables here, but the bases are the same and the exponents are different, obviously. So we can just write one of the bases and then add up the exponents because it's multiplication. So 4 plus 5 plus 2. So this is equals to a to the power of 11. That's our answer. Let's move on to our next rule, which is quotient rule. X to the power of a divided by x to the power of b equals x to the power of a minus b. So we're dividing two power with same base or common base. We write down one of the bases and we subtract the exponent. So when we divide, we have division, we have to subtract. Or we can write it in this form. X to the power of a over x to the power of b is equals to x to the power of a minus b. Top minus bottom. Let's do examples. Say I have this one, 6 to the power of 7 divided by 6 to the power of 3. So the bases are the same. I write down one of the bases, and then I just subtract the exponents. 7 minus 3. This is equal 6 to the power of 7 minus 3 is 4. This is our answer. Now let's say I have this one, x to the power of 7 over x to the power of 4. So this equals to, again, the bases are the same. I write down one of the bases and I subtract the exponent, 7 minus 4. So this equals to x to the power of 3. That's our answer. How about this one? If I have x to the power of 3 over x to the power of 6. So same thing, I have the common base, so I write down one of the bases and I subtract the exponent, the top one minus bottom one, so 3 minus 6. So this equals to x to the power of negative 3. But we don't want negative exponents, so I have to turn this negative exponent to a positive exponent. So as we talked about it, we can just turn a negative exponent into a positive by just moving it from the top of the fraction to the bottom of the fraction. So this just equals to 1 over x to the power of positive 3. So this is our answer. All right, let's move on to next rule, which is power of power rule. X to the power of a times b equals to x to the power of ab. So when we have a power to the power of something, what we do is we just write down the base and then multiply those powers, a times b. Let's do examples. Let's say I have 4 to the power of 2 to the power of 3. So this equals to, I write down the base right over here. I can just write down the base and then I can multiply the exponents, 2 times 3. So this equals to 4 to the power of 2 times 3 is 6. That's our answer. Let's say I have this example, negative 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 5. Again, I write down the base, which is negative 2, and I multiply the exponents, 2 times 5, 2 times 5. So our answer is negative 2 to the power of 2 times 5 is 10. That's our answer. Let's do another one. Let's say I have 1 over 3 to the power of 2 and the whole thing to the power of 5. Or let's just say different power. Let's just say 7. So what we do here, we do the same thing. We write down the base, which is 1 over 3, and we multiply those exponents, 2 times 7. 2 times 7 is equals to 1 over 3 to the power of 2 times 7 is just 14. So this is our answer. All right, thank you for watching.